So the fort in Culmore is a very, very focal point of Culmore Point, and it has been there for 400 years. It's been derelict probably for the last 60 or 70 years. For us now to develop it into something that's going to be useful for the community is a fantastic project to be working on.
Culmore Fort's a building that everybody in the area and the wider council area would know very, very well, but very few people have been inside the building. So already during the building phase, we have had so much interest from local people coming down.
My name is Mark Hackett. I'm an architect, and I've been commissioned to look at this fort around 2 years ago now, in 2023. And we've been working closely with Culmore Partnership and Culmore Hub to look at how to use the fort and the surrounding area.
So excited to get inside the building and explore it.
When we first came to the fort, you can see that it had been lived in up until the 1960s and 70s. It had many layers of new plaster, and in a way it was a little bit disappointing to come into the fort because you had no real impression of what it was like. You knew that it was hundreds and hundreds of years old, but inside it had layers of damp plaster, old rotten wood, and old fireplaces from the Victorian era.
So the Society were delighted to work alongside the Culmore Community Partnership to make sure that the Culmore Fort was a space that was being brought back into community use. The Society is really passionate about communities. That's what we're here to do. And the idea that there was a building fallen into disrepair that could be brought back into community use in such a significant way, supporting children and young people around their mental and emotional well-being, was something that really appealed to us.
Seeing the work being done now and coming to fruition is great for us all to see. And we're hoping that we can use it for community use for the next 25, 30 years.
So what we weren't expecting on site was to uncover these original arches and niches for fireplaces. There had been an older Victorian fireplace built in front and within side, and they cut through the original stone arch to make the flue. But originally you can see niches behind that would have been defensive, it would seem defensive arrow holes, but also vents for a fire.
So we've been exploring the possibility of restoring the fort for about 4 years. We approached the Architectural Heritage Fund and got a project viability grant from them, and that was basically to talk to the community, see what their ideas for the fort were, and to look at the condition of the building.
The scale of what we've uncovered with these two niches was, I think, unexpected.
We had a really good experience working alongside the partnership in terms of the renovation of Victoria Hall, so the opportunity to get involved in making that happen has been really great, and we're looking forward to seeing a really iconic and historic building being restored and brought back to its former glory, but as importantly the idea that that has been brought back into community use and people will have the opportunity to receive support, and to see inside the building is just such a positive thing.
We started the project in January of this year, and whilst it was structurally sound, given the width of the walls, the inners had a lot of water ingress, which caused a lot of issues in first and upper floors. Probably another 2 or 3 years would have taken a serious toll on the building. Taking it from where we got it in January to now, it's been a very rewarding process. You can go into these old buildings with a plan, but usually very quickly it'll tell you how it wants your plan to evolve. We're now into the fine details. In the fine details, you're working with a 520-year-old building. You're trying to be sympathetic to traditional methods, whilst also trying to make the building perform like a modern building. But we've had lots of roadblocks with windows, how they fit, how robust are they, how easy are they to change. All these require ironing out. So
even though the project started 4 years ago, the actual work to change the building and to bring it back to life again only started in December of 2024. So basically it's the last 6 months this work has been going on. So right now we're right in the throes. We've been given the building back again, and we're now going to put it into good use. Tomorrow marks the opening. We hope that the fort will serve as a gathering place, an inspiration for the future, and a reminder of what we can all accomplish together.